Arby's. No. You sit down. I'll go get it. Welcome to We Are Live. See, that was more softer and engaging. You like it?
Just letting you run with it. Good morning. It's We Are Live. Chris Simmons, Travis Terrell. Excited to be here at the Midcoast Studio in Grand Center, St. Louis, Missouri. That's right.
Choo-choo.
Check out the YouTube channel for comedy interviews, hilarious Traviews, and the like. That's right. YouTube, Midcoast Media. Pumped to be here, but more pumped that we have a great aunt for everyone. That's Aunt Chris. Hello, Chris.
Wow.
I wore the magic eye today.
Oh, God.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Woo!
Chris. Good morning, Chris. That seems weird still.
Christopher,
It's Grandma
Dr.
says-
Gardner.
Grandma is the only one who calls me Christopher.
My family calls me Christopher.
Christopher?
Yeah.
Or Sport.
What is it
Hey,
about?
Sport.
What is it about white people and the name Chris?
What about it?
What is it? What is the reason behind it? Is it Christ?
A lot of,
Because of the
Christ-like.
affinity for Christ?
a lot of black folks, Chris, too. It's just a big name.
Chris Rock?
There are a lot of black Chris's.
Chris Tucker,
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Is that so? Is the origin behind that Christianity?
is follower of Christ, is
Yeah.
all it means.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Thanks for being up to date on your
No,
religious
I'm
history.
sorry. I'm not. It's nothing unique. Like
For me, it's an ironic name now.
Oh, it should be. Yeah, very.
That was a smug-ass smile.
I
on
know.
your face.
Especially since you
Jeez.
look like Jesus' stunt double.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's a good point.
All right,
Yeah.
Jesus, you sit this one now. We're gonna have him jump over the
For
car.
Passion of the Christ, would they have to have a talk with Gardner? Like, listen, you're the best stunt double in the business. Little doughy. Gonna
Yeah.
need to. He's got the abs up on the cross.
Yeah,
It's
you're like
it's getting
the-
to a point we can't.
Jesus
the
had a little
robes
too
aren't-
much bread.
The robes are not. The robes are not shielded. The audience knows.
Who are
Yeah,
you?
you-
I'm carbo loading Jesus.
Yeah, you look like the Santa that died in the opening scene of a Law and Order episode.
Oh,
Oh
God.
wow. Like
They down by
like
the docks.
He's been there for 3
Yeah,
weeks.
he's like, oh, we down by the docks. Ah, judging by the size,
Mm-hmm.
he's been here 2 months. Yeah,
Like that?
yeah.
So am I a floater?
You would be. That's not a bad honor.
Got a floater. Good morning, Walnuts.
Hey, there it is.
Ah,
There it is,
snuck
Chris.
it in
Chris, put it
there.
up. There,
There
it
it
is.
is.
Look at Chris. He came with a double.
Yeah.
The double dub. I love it. Good morning,
That
everyone.
shirt puts him in a good mood.
I think it does as well.
Mm-hmm.
Beaver. Spotted it.
There it was.
Saw it.
Spotted beaver?
Yep, spotted beaver.
You ever had spotted dick?
Hello.
What?
Spotted dick.
Who's that?
It's a pastry.
Ah.
I think.
I thought the spot. I
It's
spotted
something
it.
British.
Oh, it's Isn't it bread?
It could be a breaded.
I think it's
something,
bread.
yeah.
I want to know now.
I remember it. I was in England when I was in 8th grade, and I remember thinking it was hilarious that they had spotted dick. So I would go to different places and ask for spotted dick, and thought I was hilarious.
It is a British pudding.
Okay, pudding.
Railway cake is also what it's called.
Oh, railway. So for like hobos.
Often served with custard. Non-traditional variants include recipes that replace the suet with other fats.
Ooh.
That include eggs to make something similar to a sponge pudding or cake.
We would all like spotted dick, I think. Don't you?
Yeah. The spotted, of course, is a clear reference to the dried fruit
Clearly.
in the pudding. Dick and dog are dialectal terms widely used for pudding, from the same etymology as dough,
Dick is used for pudding?
apparently, or in place of dog.
You guys happy with yourselves?
Look, you started it.
I didn't.
Who
By
started
wearing the
it?
shirt? Are you saying I was asking for it wearing the shirt?
Yeah, definitely. Speaking of spotting a dick, did you catch the KU versus K-State brawl?
Missed it.
Oh boy, Chris.
I saw
I usually
a
don't.
certain producer sparring
Oh
or
my.
firing
Oh boy.
firing shots.
I
at
got
a-
triggered from our China conversation when I saw that up and down with Gabe DeArmond.
Did he
What?
respond to you?
Mm-mm.
No.
So
I tried starting something.
I don't know if you have any of the video at all. Do you happen to have?
I have a little video.
Oh, we have a little content from the fight between
Yeah.
the KU Jayhawks
This is
and their rivals, the Kansas State Wildcats.
This is the sunflower throwdown, as it's been.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, my kind of party. Roll the video.
And that'll do it. This version
Well, I can't see
To
it.
finish. And De Sousa blocks it, and now the bench is empty. Just unnecessary.
Yep. That's not good. This is bad.
Oh, this is bad.
This is
Side there.
Is anyone actually
good.
fighting?
Oh, this is terrible.
There's a chair. You see, he picks it up. About to throw a
There are
chair.
going to be ramifications for this going forward.
And it's just
Picked up
no
a chair.
point
Did he
to
use it?
No, someone pulled it out of his hands. It was great. It was like WWE.
Yeah.
Okay, there's one angle. Here's another angle. I'm going to go bigger screen for this one.
Oh,
There's
is that a bench player or a
it's
fan?
somebody in street clothes. Now, apparently, this is the handicap section.
Oh,
Oh, no.
no. Roll out, boys.
Oh, Chris.
Cheerleader,
Cheerleader did a good job there.
walk-on guy. Sorry, I just saw a white player in a jersey. I assumed.
So I know I could go in a bevy of directions. Now, I can go antagonistic with the producer, who, of course, is a major Jayhawk KU basketball fan.
Well, you can try.
But I don't even want to go there. I want to do this. I want to do something.
No.
I just want to do something.
What
just
is that?
I want to do something just a little bit different. I want
What
to do
is
something
it?
a little bit different.
Yeah, it's the chair right there.
Oh, that's a chair?
And look at the lady holding onto his leg.
Oh, no.
Now there's more. There's one other picture too. I like this one. Now look at the lady.
Ah!
That's more like
And if you-
that's more like you're about to. You think you're going to hit something, and the mom does a thing for the kid across.
and then the guy in the suit there is the one who grabs the stool.
Now, if you go to the fans,
Oh, it could have been. And now look at
look
at
at
even
the
the guy,
portraits. Look at the guy right here trying to
the
grab
old
it.
guy,
Yeah,
with
there
the
he is.
horseshoe pattern baldness. And
Yeah.
everyone's reaching. Look at everyone reaching.
Everyone's
this is
reaching, like, no.
I need to turn this into.
And you can tell everyone's reaching. Even the
This needs to-
photographer,
yeah.
the photojournalist.
Get the shot, dummy.
Yeah,
Don't
he's got
pull it.
two hands. He's like, don't hurt anyone. And also, because he even recognized, like, oh, man, this is going to be bad.
You see a guy with the hands on his heads in the top left there.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
Yeah, right
And
here,
then
the
there's-
Surrender Cobra look. He's like, oh,
And
shoot.
now, if you look at the legs of the stool, the bottom legs, there's a girl right under there who's just smiling her ass off, like, I am here for all of this.
Yes.
If I'm that guy in the hat's boss, I'm screaming at him like, "You don't break that up. You take
Are
pictures."
you doing your job?
Look at the police officer. Even he's like, oh, wow, shoot, I wasn't ready for this.
I need this hanging in my apartment.
Yeah. So
Here-
wait, so I'm guessing some people got sanctimonious about it
Here's the thing.
online.
Yeah, it's not only
Somewhat, yeah.
online. There are people who got very weird about it, even during the broadcast. You heard some of the announcers. Here's my thing: you have a entity like ESPN that will spend weeks and weeks and with hype videos and commentators from all walks of life talking about the rivalries between Michigan and Ohio State and Kansas and Mizzou and Kansas and K-State. So you build up all of this hype, which you know seeps into a college campus. You throw it around, fuel it up with a bunch of 19 and 20-year-olds talking shit, going back and forth on social media. You light the fire for all of this. And then, of course, it gets contentious on the court because it's bound to happen now. Don't then get sanctimonious and go, oh, this is so ugly for, I can't believe this. Don't get sanctimonious. Don't. I just chalk this up to two teams that hate each other. Look, and ESPN did their part to feed into it. So no one's hands are clean here. The kids were in the wrong. They recognize that. They're young.
Yeah.
We see grown as adults do worse every goddamn day. So get the hell on out of here. Stop sitting up here. It's such an opportunity for these guys to get on their bullhorn to lecture and talk down to kids. Why are we in such a need to talk down to kids? They made a mistake. We've all been in heated moments in college. Theirs unfortunately spilled out on a basketball court in front of national television.
I learned from the GOP, and I'm going to blame the WWE.
Thank you. That's the move.
Needed to be said.
Who else would use a chair?
It's
Why else would you grab a stool of some sort?
Yeah, it's fighting. You don't want to see that. You don't want to see violence. However, this
I mean, did anybody any hits?
no one
punches
landed a
land or anything?
punch.
They never do in
I
basketball.
don't want to hear he shouldn't have stole the ball. I don't want to hear he shouldn't have blocked
I think
the shot.
one got landed close to the hoop at one point. There's another angle of a video.
I'm not saying you'd want to take a punch from those
Yeah,
guys.
I think De Sousa
Jeez.
got one in on somebody.
Yeah.
Stop asking amateurs to be professional.
I think it's just because we have so
Is
much.
that what you're going to call them? You're going to sit up there and say they're amateurs? All right, then. Well, they're going to display amateur behavior. That happens.
South
This is
City
not the
Tone.
behavior of a scholar athlete, Travis.
South City Tone, I didn't know he had these, but boy, I have to agree with him. He wants to know how he explains to his children.
Yeah. Oh, there were some references. To
Sitting up here, people going back and forth on the internet every day calling these players any name under God's book.
How do I explain this to my child with a
Well, I
Conor
think-
McGregor haircut and
I
T-shirt
think that
on?
was part of my issue.
Now you want to say, this is ugly. Instead, you got a 17 and an 18-year-old in the stands calling him a pussy-ass bitch. But
Wait,
this is
were
ugly.
those fans?
Huh?
Were those was it between the players or the fans?
No, it's between the player, but I'm saying
Oh, you're
is
saying what
they
they put up- they
contribute
put up
like
with-
no one
yeah.
sits up here and goes, that's ugly. They feed into it. They do everything they can to hype these crowds, to hype these young students. And then when it spills over, they want to be sanctimonious about it.
Right.
I don't think that's fair. You can't have it both ways.
You want the hype, the raw emotion and
Yes, if
stuff.
you're gonna
but
hype it
without the raw emotion.
Well, yeah, just like McGregor. If you're gonna talk that shit, then back that up. If you're gonna hype it up, then hype the fight now. Now they fighting. Oh
Yeah.
shit, he go get a chair. Oh shoot, he's throwing rights and lefts. Start having them do that.
Fog
Otherwise,
is lit. Fog is lit this year, man. They got fights. They got brawls. They got
got weed
Snoop
smoking.
Dogg.
They got Snoop Dogg. Got stripper pose. They
It's a
said the
place
hell
to
with
be.
it. It is.
They
It's
beat,
like
they
the
beat the
place to
FBI.
be.
They think they're untouchable.
there they
And
are.
DeSosa's very involved. Named very involved.
Now watch the
in stuff
NCAA
like
come
that.
down and say suspended, banned for the year.
No, Self might kick him off the team.
Man,
I don't think. I mean, he'll get suspended.
He gets suspended.
I would
man.
guess, like, my guess would be if you look at similar
Isn't
situations.
Danny Manning involved in a brutal fight or something?
Could have been.
But not to be funny, but look
Yeah.
at the, can we say also something? We say this behavior
Well-
is, I don't know where they get it from. Can I point out, have you seen Coach K on the sideline? Have you seen John Calipari on the sideline? Like, we've seen these guys.
Were those two at the game last night?
No, I'm saying is we've seen these adult men. We've seen these adult men who are getting paid $5, $6, $7 million a year lose their shit in front of everybody and
But
using
they care
language.
about the kids.
Exactly. Just so much. Fucking Mike Krzyzewski can call
Who?
any Mike.
Why do you keep going after
I don't
Coach
know, I
K?
don't know.
That has
Did
you call
nothing
him
to do with
Shafecki?
it.
Coach, I'm saying is we're enough adults
I like to yell.
in college sports
Yeah.
that act like assholes every day. We watch Nick Saban every fall act like a complete douche, and we are okay with it. We just throw it to the side as him
I
being
think the
passionate.
things Dabo Sweeney says are worse than any.
Yeah.
other.
Oh, even so. So I'm saying, how can the adults in the room? Why do they get the room and the space to act like assholes, and they're getting paid? And the students who have to
Fight the
balance
system.
It's hilarious. These students have to balance eligibility, school, trying to make the pros, keep a scholarship. Then you have fans and the media feeding into this, and then it boils over, and then you get to stand back and say, "Well, look at these kids being no, that's ugly for the game." Anyway, there's a mom behind me who just called that player that was a senior in high school a year ago a pussy ass bitch.
Yeah.
Your
Hey.
mom does that at games?
Man, that's why I quit swimming.
Go to a Wichita State game and sit next to Greg Marshall's wife. Oof. Oof.
She good looking? What?
She's a.
She's a handful.
I want to.
Really? Oh my God!
I just hate this.
Just don't even go to the game.
They don't quarantine her to like a VIP box or anything?
God,
That's how
she's
sanctimonious.
the worst.
Oh, that's amazing.
Oh, the language. The Gardner knows.
I love how all the shrapnel's going to people that weren't there. Or none of them threw punches.
Bill
Chris,
Self.
this
All
is
right, let's go.
called projecting.
No, let's go. Bruce Weber and Bill Self. Are you telling me I can't go to Google right now and see Bill Self and Bruce Weber losing their absolute shit? And the last time I checked, they're the highest paid employees in their state.
Royce says because the coaches have put their time in. They're 40.
These kids have been groomed, hyper groomed, in hyper competition since they were fucking 12. And you put them in a box and you tell them hate each other, and then they hate each other,
Well,
and then you get to sit back and say,
I
I
think-
can't believe these kids behave that way.
I
Can we
think
at least get them some decent boxing lessons?
think
Like,
if
let's
we-
get a couple sticks in there.
Start
I
somewhere.
think if we added some context, everything that went down last night, it would help some. And like you can be there should be suspensions, and that's fine.
It's going to happen.
And like I said, I was trying to make a point, but I kind of let you go there for a minute, Travis.
Thank you.
There was the fight several years ago between Cincinnati and Xavier, right?
Yeah.
And that one resulted, I think the maximum suspensions were 6 games. So that would seem fair here. So getting 6 games, I would see that being okay.
Say if you landed a punch. Sure.
And what if he did
if you
more
missed,
games if he didn't?
No, yes. There you go. There you go. Come on, if you're going to do it, make it count.
But
They're gonna make an example
also,
of DeSouza, and I hate
also,
it. And I hate that. For
oh
him.
yeah, they will.
And I hate
They
that
make
for him.
example of
And
people.
and I
That's
hate
what
that
they
for
do.
him because what that kid has gone through would make anybody want to pick up a fucking chair and try to hit someone.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There's some frustration,
There's
and
some
he's not
frustration.
having a year that he
No,
wants
he's
to
not.
have.
No, he's not.
He's better than what he's played this year.
But considering what a
And-
young man
but-
like him has gone through,
yeah.
I would probably be.
But there's
yeah.
even more context to add.
Right.
If you pay attention to college hoops and see what happened earlier in the year when Monmouth played KU, and KU was winning by like 50-something, and then the kid stole the ball at the end of the game and went in for a dunk. Remember that play?
Right.
And people were like, oh, come on, you know. And then he was like jawing afterwards after they're down. Like, so that happened in Fog Allen Fieldhouse,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So Bruce Weber even said in his post game, I told my guys not to press. I told my guys to lay off. And DeSouza's trying to dribble out the clock. Two guys come at him, and one guy steals it and is going down the court. And he's saying, not this time. And gets a legit block on the guy and then taunts him and stands over him. And some will say, oh, that's what started everything. Well, you can take it back a step if you choose to. And since I have an agenda, I'm choosing to do so.
Okay.
This is why, like Jay Billis had tweeted out, the game was over, the steal was unnecessary, standing over an opponent was unnecessary, the words and shoves were unnecessary, the ensuing brawl was absolutely unacceptable. Each person involved, save for those attempting to break it up, knows better. Suspension should follow. That's when Gabe DeArmond of Power Mizzou, covers the Tigers, tweeted, you can't preach to kids every single day, play till the clock hits 0, and then say, but don't steal the ball inside 10 seconds if you're losing by more than 3. The issue came when D'Souza stood over him and then, wait for it, picked up a chair intending to hit someone. I agree with the chair part. The rest of it, I think, is complete fucking bullshit.
Heyo. When he
Preach
brings
to the kids?
Yeah.
Well, their coach told them not to. And what do you think led to this? Being a bitch.
Yeah. When he follows up back-to-back cuss words, like, it's game time.
Take your L. You lost. You got your ass kicked. You're going to be fine. You got another shot. And then this happened, and it wasn't going to happen again in this building.
I agree.
Lesson learned.
And look, all these things can be true. These kids, and my
You're
thing is,
that's a very good point, Travis.
because I just don't do the sanctimonious shit. Don't do that. Considering where
that's
we
why
are.
I was like, but you preach to kids. and
Yeah,
like,
stop. Let's
no, you
stop.
don't.
Everybody pull back, man.
You understand what's going on.
Everybody wants to get in that lane. These are still very young men. Relax, man. We can't be so quick to just want to eat a kid alive for being vulnerable, for being emotional. And these kids are going to be that when you have major entities like the NCAA, like ESPN, hyping it up. You telling me, Chris, all the shit we were doing when we were in college?
Oh no!
And then
You
adding
can't-
your
don't apply.
feet-
You don't apply reality to a situation.
Just
Scream at
leave-
people that are doing something you've never done.
God, that
And
leaves
I'm
them
not
kids-
saying not to punish. or
Right. I don't think
suspend.
anybody's saying that. I think
No,
everybody's
that's
saying,
fine.
hey, man, these kids going to be suspended if you. But don't sit up here and now let's make an example out of this. Because we don't want this in the game. Come on. Don't go
Here's
there.
the problem: is when you make examples, you're still going to overlook other situations.
Yes.
You're only looking to make an example for your own benefit, really. Make
The
you feel
NCAA
like you've done something.
And the NCAA is the last entity in the sports world to think they can lay down the law on
I'd like to
anyone.
make an example of the NCAA.
They got some nerve. That's all. That's my only thing about it. The fight was,
Yeah.
for the most part, content-wise.
And
nobody landed
I
much.
actually disagree with Bill Self. Something he said in postgame. Because I disagree with him because he's not consistent here. He said he had no issue with the steal and stuff like that.
Okay.
That, to me, kind of started everything. I won't say instigated or kind of elevated things, escalated things to where they ended up. That's probably the standing over thing, the taunting. But you know what the situation is, and I believe the steal kind of was the start of everything. But Self said he had no issue with that. In this rivalry game, 4 or 5 years ago now, Kansas winning again in a similar fashion, but in this time, Brandon Green, who was on the KU team at the time, stole a ball and went in for a dunk
Mm-hmm.
with time like winding down.
Right.
Bill Self in the post game called that, these are his words, a dick move. Called it a dick move for his own player to do something like that. So I would think if he were to be consistent, he would have an issue with that steal because you know what that can lead to. There's a reason he called what his player did a dick move. Now, it just might be he doesn't want to talk about another coach's players. And maybe that's and so that was his way of kind of sidestepping all of that. But he called said his own player committed a dick move in the past by dunking when they had a lead and doing something like that. So I think there's some. I don't quite believe him necessarily.
I think, yeah. When you put young men in a tinderbox like that, and a guy like De Sosa, why was he even on the court? Not to be funny, why was he on the court? They're up by 20.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't.
Okay.
I wasn't
That was
watching
weird.
live at this point.
But
actually.
nevertheless, that's not too much of an issue. My fact of the matter is that, look, man, we all at that age.
I mean,
have-
he's not a starter, so.
right. Yeah, okay, that's right. We've all at that age have done some silly shit, and we get it. And I get, you have got to, hey man, you gotta sit down and chill out. And I know Bill Self and the parents of these players will have to say something to these guys. I get that part. My thing is, don't give me the, don't do the white horse, white hat. Don't be trying to white knight this shit. Don't come in and be that guy. Stop. You can't feed into it, and then when it boils over, be shocked that it happens. You can't, not to be funny, you can't feed into a Conor McGregor and then be stunned that the guy then thinks he can roll up with a posse and bring about violence. Like, if you feed into it, have some accountability. But you can't get to sit back and say, oh, my heavens, my pearls, the young men we've hyped up against each other are fighting. Stop that bullshit.
I believe it's My Stars.
My stars, my
correct,
stars.
Chris?
I can't.
Stars, heaven,
Stars, heaven. Okay.
whatever. Anything up. My cumulonimbus cloud.
My
Shut up.
Cirrus.
Shut up.
Favorite cloud type, go.
Cumulonimbus.
Oh, you just heard me say that.
I thought you just said Columbus. Colloculus. I don't know McClouds.
McLeod?
Stratus.
McLeod?
Did you watch
Stratus.
McLeod? Stratus is a cloud.
There you
What was
go.
the Highlander's name? McLeod?
The McLeod I know is like that cowboy detective type guy that came to the city. Like he was from like New Mexico or something.
But
But then he ends up being a detective in, I think that's McLeod, in New York City or something like that.
there was a moment
Connor
in my
McLeod was the Highlander.
there were moments in my life. Connor McLeod was
We
that
should do
was
a
the name
Mount
of the
Rushmore of
character.
McLeods.
That's the name of the character.
Connor McLeod. Okay. There was a moment in my life where I knew my clouds. Like,
Yeah, third grade science.
it felt like the shit. I felt like
sixth grade.
I felt like a real scientist too.
I think you would be a fan of Stratocumulus.
Oh wait, sorry. St. Louis Public Schools, like your junior year of high school, right? Is that when they taught you cloud?
No, we learned clouds in junior high. I think it was no, it was fifth grade. Fifth grade.
Probably.
Yeah.
I'm looking at some different cloud types to kind
I'm
of
seeing
figure
it.
out which one you would like, Travis.
I feel like I would.
Thick one.
Can I be a?
Thick. 2 C's.
Oh yeah, that's a. Okay. Oh, this. I want to be a altostratus. Is that a cloud?
Alto stratus. Yeah, that's a cloud. I thought you would be more like a stratocumulus or cirrostratus.
That is so nice of you. Aw.
Mm-hmm.
Aw. That's so nice of you. That's a really cool way to compliment someone. Like, damn, dog, you kind of
I like
of a
those-
serious cloud.
What are they?
Because you're big, like puffy, like a cloud.
You don't
I have
do
to
that.
look up what their actual name is. I think that we call them roll clouds. You know what a roll cloud is?
Roll cloud. Josh, booty. Roll cloud. My name is Chris. I am the man. What's up with these peeps? Turning on my podcast
Roll
plan.
clouds.
Roll.
Okay.
Roll. It's called an Arcus cloud.
Okay.
I think I would like those ones. They're scary. They are scary. Look up. Look one up.
I already did.
Did you see what? Imagine that thing coming at you.
Well, it's probably just as scary as the clouds that are
You
heading
didn't look it up, did you?
towards the St.
Did you
Louis
look it
Cardinals.
up? Did you look? You didn't even look it up. You just said. You just took what I had said,
just wanted
and then we're going into your fucking transition.
I was going. I wanted to add it to the transition.
Already did. It's not because you didn't even pause. You didn't even stop.
It was such a long.
You're such a fucking liar.
I'm a TV guy. Like, ha, ha, ha. You know, there are cloudy days coming towards the St. Louis Cardinals.
What?
Because there's a storm a brewing. As the Redbirds lost a big component of their offense from a year ago,
This is a little long.
as Marcell Ozuna signs a 1-year deal with the
We
Atlanta
got to talk about
Braves.
this.
Yeah, it's a little wordy.
That was very well. I did not
You just
crop that.
Talk about brevity.
Yeah, my apologies. Yeah, Marcell Ozuna, 1 year, $18 million to the Atlanta Braves. Chris, anger level. 1 being, man, just stubbed my toe. 10 being, I just walked in on my wife, and man, she's going to town with the mailman.
Anger for Marcell Ozuna. Could have had him. Nobody else wanted him. Braves got him for $200,000 more than the qualifying offer the Cardinals gave him, and the Cardinals get a draft pick out of it. I don't think you're missing a ton there. I don't know. I mean, now, I don't know. I don't know that they have the replacement ready. Maybe it's the transition year where you're bringing up one of their stars that they keep talking about, Dylan Carlson. But Tyler O'Neill could have him a year.
He's trying.
I don't know what to say. I don't care about Marcell Ozuna.
If you just keep talking,
yeah,
that's what
you
Travis
could.
does.
Yeah, I don't care.
You keep talking till you walk into something.
Their lineup. Listen,
That is true.
And then you're like, oh, now I found it. Now I go with this.
There it is.
like their lineup looks like. Listen, again, Paul Goldschmidt's great, but there's so many different. I'm not mad about the Marcell Ozuna thing, but their lineup does not look super awesome. I'll just say that, right?
And it wasn't super awesome last
no,
year.
and it
At
wasn't.
least productivity-wise, numbers-wise.
Yeah, and you can probably get very, very similar productivity over a year from 2 or 3 different guys in left field total. But I don't know, man. Is Harrison Bader? I mean, is he your center fielder? Like, is he going to really step up? Dexter Fowler going to have an okay year? Is he going to have a bad year? I mean, there's a lot of ifs. Matt Carpenter, that's what you're banking on. Colton Wong could regress. Colton Wong could just be. I know we're not doing batting average, Mo, but Colton Wong could hit 195, but have close to Gold Glove defense, and that wouldn't be that out of character. Like, I don't know. Yachty, what if Yachty's injured? You go Matt Wieters all year long? They are a few injuries away from looking like the Marlins. So
If Yachty got
they're-
injured, Kisner would get the start.
correct,
Yeah.
correct. And then you're counting on a guy who's never done it.
Correct. Correct.
So their pitching staff's fun, but
Yeah,
fun
I
isn't
think-
fun isn't
I think-
World Series contender.
Yeah, I think the Cardinals' pitching is good enough to make sure they're not completely shitty next year. But as far as anything as a contender today, if we're talking today, this team, I mean, I don't know. Are they better than the Reds? I guess maybe they're not. I don't think.
Moustakas hitting 30 home runs.
I just
At
put it this
second
way.
base?
I think you're looking at a situation where you can't start the season with this team
Yeah, I think they're better than the Reds. And they are a contender for winning the division, Travis.
right now as it is.
Yes.
Dexter Fowler and Wright.
I know you can go through the names and
Yeah,
list them all
okay.
off. It doesn't change anything.
It doesn't change anything.
they're
You listing names, I already know the roster.
I know, but I'm saying
I don't
is
think
so
they're gonna
Chris
win.
roster as it is now lacking Marcell Ozuna
Yeah.
from a very bad offense from a year ago is going to still be able to even contend.
yeah. I mean, their pitching's pretty damn good, but it's also not
How many wins did they have? How many wins do you think Marcell Ozuna is worth?
not many.
Okay. I don't know how the offense regresses and we still contend, but all right.
It's not ideal, but
No.
you can still contend.
Okay.
I mean, that's simple math. That's simple baseball.
I don't think Mo is done. I don't believe that.
No, he
Mo
might
is
not
done.
be.
I think Mo. There's a strong possibility Mo does something before we get to
You
At
can't.
least maybe even a week into
You're
spring
not
training.
confident your offense is better, obviously, right now,
Right.
and it needed to be better. So when that happens, you rely on other things, and that's what the Cardinals have done.
What are they going to? What are those things they're going to rely
They
on?
rely on defense, and they will rely on pitching, run prevention, which they have said before. You have to. There's little room for error, though,
Right.
when you do that. You have to be able to execute, and like the reason we like the really good teams is because what they have is room for error normally, because they have a variety of ways to beat you.
Right.
And that's why you're comfortable no
Right.
matter what with a really good team.
Right.
This team can't contend. It's just there's a certain style that they have to rely on, and when you deviate from that some, you're not going to be as successful. That's what I'm saying.
I think to
And
optimize.
that if you do execute what you're doing,
Right.
you're going to be good.
I think you. And also, I think you want to optimize.
And it might not be as exciting.
I think you want to optimize though the opportunities that you do have with the players that are on this team. You want to optimize Goldschmidt.
Yeah.
You want to optimize Paul DeYoung. You want to optimize Colton Wong. So why just have these guys have to do everything right for 162 games when you can alleviate some of this pressure by bringing in a suitable bat that takes the pressure off of DeYoung, off
Now-
of Goldschmidt, off of Dexter Fowler.
Now
So
their-
that way.
Their projection might not be that for Ozuna, though, is the thing.
No, and that's fair. And I'm with Chris. I'm not sad over losing Ozuna.
Either am I.
But
I mean,
now I'm of
get
the.
that guy out of here. Anybody they call Big Bear, you leave town, I'm okay with.
Ozuna was fine offensively in spurts, but defensively he just became just a liability. So I'm not losing any sleep over Marcell Ozuna. All I'm saying is you have to do something to optimize what you have. Also, let's optimize this amazing pitching staff. Stop having Jack Flaherty thinking he's got to go out there and pitch a complete game, 9 innings, striking out 14 in order to win for his team.
Now, let's go positive. Tyler O'Neill starts in. Oh boy. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Oh Jesus.
Oh,
That was
That's just rude.
that was unfortunate.
If you go positive, you could go where, okay, so Fowler is your de facto right fielder, I guess. And then you have Bader and O'Neill in left and center, and then mix in Lane Thomas. Like, you could make the argument that it's actually a much better defensive outfield because O'Neill's capable of playing center field. And then you've got him in left.
just because he's capable of playing doesn't mean he's an elite player.
But I'm saying his defense is a major upgrade over Ozuna if allowed to play a full year.
And what Chris is saying is right, and this might be what the Cardinals are looking at, is that you piece together what you're doing out there, and the numbers might be better than with one player.
Very
and
true.
And that might be what they're looking at. Now, that's not as easy to just comprehend and throw out there, It's very simple to package something and say, here are the numbers, here's what you're getting. When you're piecing it together, like let's say with 3 different players, people don't necessarily look at it that way.
Sure.
But if you think bigger or broader and just look at the position, what are you getting out of the slot? It might be easier to take. It's just people don't do that. normally.
And my thing is, and maybe even if a deal was made, and it could ultimately mean Matt Carpenter has to go in the process. But if you're looking at this team as it's currently constructed, yes, they can go out there and compete. But I'm just thinking of the stress that it's going to create everywhere else.
Yeah, there's stress. There will be stress, like I said, because right now you don't have that variety of ways to beat someone, right?
And I think also, as we said yesterday, take advantage of the current window. Again, the Braves are just going to get better. The Cubs are in a position of uncertainty right now. Here's your opportunity to truly take advantage of your division, where other teams are in the National League. That's why I think fans are still a little bit really freaked out right now, because they think there's a real chance to make a serious run. We know the Nationals aren't going to be that same team they were a year ago. So you like your chances of not only getting to the World Series, but winning it. That's what fans want.
I think the Cardinals think as well that their window isn't closing right now.
Fair. But
The
that
guys that they're going to be leaning on
are
are
under
younger
contract
guys.
and under control for
Like,
a while, yeah.
I know you're expecting more from certain people.
Right.
But look, Adam Wainwright, Matt Carpenter, these aren't essential players to the future of your organization.
No, they're not.
You have those guys in the mix right now.
Right.
So I don't think they don't see their window. You're saying there's a window now with maybe some of the older players. Maybe the Yachty tenure. Hey, give Yachty a chance or something like
Right.
that. I understand that part.
Oh, yeah, and I think also you got Goldschmidt, going to be 32 going into the year. I just think you have a chance with a guy like Paul DeYoung, with a guy like Wong. While we have them nearing their prime, I want to get the most opportunities out of them to succeed. And I think sometimes bringing in someone that can take the pressure off those guys makes them also better players. You get the most out of them as well. So that's my only point. And I think the Cardinals ultimately will make a move. But to Gardner's point, it may look differently as opposed to just plugging in a Nolan Arenado or a Francisco Lindor type. It may take other smaller pieces to just make up for maybe a little bit of a better offense. A left-handed bat would be nice as well. I'm just saying, Chris, I don't think the Cardinals could be done. No way.
Well, there's still that, Nick Castellanos, I think, is still out there,
Yeah.
who surged last year. I mean, if you wanted to fill in with a bat like that.
I just don't want you to get to the point where you see some of those prospects and they struggle out the gate
Well,
in
you gotta
spring
let 'em
training.
play.
True, but I just
That's what I hope. I hope they actually let them play. If that's what they're going to do, well, then
yeah,
don't.
you're right.
I mean, what do
Don't
you
freak out
project
if
for a
they-
guy like Nick Castellanos? I mean,
That's a question. Yeah. And maybe
I'll
the
give you
Cardinals.
some
yeah.
of the vanilla numbers. 27 home runs, 289 batting average, 73 RBIs, 100 runs scored last year. OPS plus sticks out to me at
What was it with
121.
The Rangers and the Cubs.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, or
don't-
Detroit, I'm sorry.
Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, Chris. I don't know. I as the Cardinals, I ate a lot of crow last year on that team, so
A lot.
a lot.
Like a lot.
I ate like almost like a lasagna pan full of crow. So I'll just shut up. Mo knows.
No,
Mo knows.
you keep talking.
No, it's
because then it
good.
gives us
Clips and
Yeah, we get
Yeah.
to point it all out to you later.
You guys are jerks.
Uh-huh. Sorry. You got some weird transition here now?
No,
yeah.
man,
Oh, we don't have to
yeah.
do that. You guys, are you guys excited for the Super Bowl at all? Like we haven't even
No.
jumped into that.
Well,
yeah,
Gardner.
You're
hates-
full on anti-NFL.
Yeah, Gardner absolutely cannot.
I
stand
should
NFL.
I need to do counter programming for myself that day.
Puppy Bowl.
I'll get a phone call about that from Sean probably. Maybe No, I'm not going to watch it. I was going to say I could go down and watch it with Sean. Sean's probably working that night at Mobar.
Will anybody be at Mo Bar on Super Bowl night? Bars are pretty empty on Super Bowl.
Yeah, there'll be some.
Yeah.
I know my
Tried
local
and
watering
true.
hole will be packed.
Yeah.
Will it?
Yeah,
I
because
guess that's like a
they
second
have,
home
They
to
put
people.
food out and everything like that too.
Oh, really?
It's
Yeah.
a neighborhood bar, so.
I'll watch. I like.
Travis is coming now. What they got? They got chips, salsa?
I was a
Right.
little nacho set on going
Yeah,
on.
they do
Oh.
actually.
Huh.
That's normally what they
My
have.
brother may be in the neighborhood.
Oh no! Oh, how are you here, huh?
I'm not. I mean, I like the Super Bowl because I like the parties, I like the drinking, I like the company. As far as the game itself, Kansas City and San Francisco, cool. I mean, those are two franchises that I respect, even if one fan base I think is annoying as shit. But I mean, I think it's very cool I think the narratives are there that make it interesting for me to talk about and interested to watch. I'm a Patrick Mahomes, we said the other day. The NFL couldn't be more blessed. As Tom Brady heads to the twilight of his career, here comes this phenom and Patrick Mahomes leading one of the most storied franchises in their sport. So the stories are there. I'll watch the game. I don't care about everything else surrounding it. A little bit interested in seeing what happens with the Hall of Fame finalists. And I like the little itty bitty narrative of the 49ers being the team that went from a terrible record to then making the Super Bowl in the same fashion as the St. Louis Rams in 1999, 20-year anniversary, what? So, yeah, that's probably about it for me. I know Gardner's not into, obviously, the league. And
Who's at
I don't even
halftime?
think up until the last 2
No.
weeks, you haven't kept up with the
No,
season.
I don't keep up. It was actually really weird, like watching and like being like, wow, I truly don't know most of these rosters. And I remember a time whenever I could tell you almost every player in the league, like at least who they played for. If you threw
But
it,
you
out.
I
are-
saw the first. Who is the kid who scored 4 touchdowns for the 49ers the other day? Their running
Mostert.
back. Yeah.
He had been dropped by like 19 teams.
Okay. I had no idea who he
Yeah,
was.
no one.
I
Like,
just hope-
he kind of had a game like out of this world, like
Oh,
almost
okay.
like a Sotaguchi moment.
Was
where
he
the-
their starter all year?
He was one of their stars. He was like
Okay.
he was part of a 3-headed monster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I honestly, I'm
No,
like,
no, no, and
I
I
have
and I
no
believe
idea
you.
who this
No,
guy
and I
is.
completely
and,
believe
like,
you.
I was like, did I miss something with this guy this year or what?
No, it's funny when I hear from you and Chris, and I'm on the same page as you guys. I remember being so into the NFL where like I loved the talk on ESPN 101. I enjoyed I was so into fantasy and so into the Rams, and I was waist deep in the league.
You were
and
naming your fantasy football team names.
I was
Gwyneth
excited about it.
Paltrow's vagina
I mean,
candle.
I would literally still. I remember buying football stuff for tailgates. Like that was my thing, and it's amazing to see what. Now are we coming on 5 years? Is it 5 years since they've left?
I don't know. I'm not good.
I
with
don't know
time.
either. Me either. Time and space.
Yeah,
It's
we know.
very
Flat
weird.
circle.
Nevertheless, it's been a decent enough gap, and this is kind of what I think we thought would happen. Oh, I got it. Oh, I got it. You can't help it. You can't even start the new year right without having your boy McConaughey on
You
your
gotta
brain.
you make me do that stupid walnut thing. I got to
fair.
talk about that.
That's
Are you excited for the Battlehawks? Asks Arlington. Actually, he just put Battlehawks exclamation point. But are we? That's coming up.
There's only one
Lot of-
response
lot
to
of-
that, isn't there, Travis?
It'll be fun. We're gonna go.
There are a
We're
lot of
gonna-
Battlehawks ads in the NFC title game.
Yeah, we're gonna go. We're gonna do this. It's
We need to
24,
put
45 bucks.
together.
Let's
Oh,
do
we're
it.
running out of time here.
I'm doing it just for the food. I'm
We-
doing it just for the food. more
We
than
need to
anything
put
else.
together the Battlehawks rules, like the Rams rules.
Okay.
Remember the Rams rules
Yeah.
video? We need to do a short video where we put together the Battlehawks rules so all the fans know what to do and how to cheer. You gotta slow clap it out.
This is where I wish
So like
I
I was in your
had.
bedroom on a Saturday night.
This is where I wish I had like a disposable income because I would absolutely.
You know that's possible to achieve.
I would absolutely. I'm not saying it's not.
Yeah, what do you have to do to get there, though?
I'm like to say, man, you gotta.
Capitalist
There's
pigs.
a whole lot of HJs you gotta hand out to get to the top, baby. And this, I almost got carpal tunnel.
Yeah.
So relax.
Watch yourself.
But I know I'm just saying if I just had the means to like I would really I would start a Battlehawk fan club. I would have the RV. I would get into this. If I'm St. Louis and you got the means.
Let's not do an RV. That's been tried in this
Okay,
town.
but yeah, okay, but whatever. Get a very nice Prius. Make it look really cool like a Battlehawk. I don't know. All I'm saying is I
Somebody-
would get into this. It's so fun. It's silly. It's something we take ourselves too serious sometimes, right? And I'll be the first to admit that because I do it. So it's okay to have something I think that's an outlet like the XFL.
Yeah,
It'll be
you can
fun.
Get these
I
shirts
think
at buyjack.com.
boom, boom. Have fun with it, people. It's I don't know if it's gonna have the quality of we literally watch guys give each other CTE every Sunday. Stop trying to over sophisticate the game.
Over what?
Over sophisticate.
Who's a whom?
This is Martin Scorsese would say. This is not
This
football.
is not football. But come on, man. Just have fun with it. I'm glad guys like Carricker and ESPN 101 are getting into it. I'm glad personalities are. Have fun with it, man. It's okay.
I'm gonna try and get their GM in here soon.
Yes, let's do it.
The Battlehawks GM.
Yeah.
Let's have fun. These guys are.
Will he be able to get off work from his account manager position in
This
Enterprise?
is full-time job.
And can we?
Chris.
And
Got
I
it,
also
got it.
want us to. Look, I'm not saying we compare them to teachers and surgeons, but can we also give these guys some respect? These guys are still following their dreams. They want to. This is something they've wanted to do since high school, college. Maybe a couple of these guys had a couple T in the league and they want to get back. God, we can show them respect, man. We talk about going after your dreams. These guys are doing it, so let's support them. Why the
I
hell
don't
not?
support dreams.
Oh, you and your non-supporting dreams.
I don't
I'm happy to
remember my
interpret
dr-
them.
No, because I've been having weird ones. I had the Greitens
Make
one.
a Facebook update about your
Yeah,
dream.
you definitely should do that.
What if
Love
I
to
should
do that.
start keeping a dream log just in case? I'll keep a notebook near my bed. Cause
And a Lisa Frank Trapper Keeper?
and a what trapper keeper?
Isn't Lisa Frank?
What's that?
It's like the pink and the lasers and the kittens.
Oh,
and-
that's what it's called?
There's that. Yeah, I would always say Lisa Frank. And
Oh.
on the bottom.
I didn't
Yeah, they were
realize that.
shoot. I always wonder. I don't know who this Lisa Frank is, but every child in America has her Trapper Keeper.
I never
and,
know.
yeah,
I've
and
never
folder.
noticed the Lisa Frank
Look
thing.
it up, man. If we
Okay.
made a Lisa Frank
I had a Trapper
T-shirt
Keeper,
today
but
and put it on Etsy, we would be millionaires. In
Why do
fact,
we do that?
Let's do that. Put up a Lisa
Trapper
Frank shirt.
Keeper T-shirts.
Trapper Keeper T-shirts. Oh, I like
This
it.
is taking me back. They had some.
Come on,
There
man.
is- there
That's
is a-
copyrighted. YouTube.
You're copywriting somebody else's
Copywriting live.
somebody
on,
else's drawings.
I mean,
There
Chris,
is
what
a-
are the legal? Do I have a
I'm
standing?
not a lawyer.
Okay, Chris said I'm good.
Someone get us a maritime lawyer. Oh, that won't work here, will it? We need a
Used-
maritime lawyer and a copyright lawyer.
You ready for this?
What is it?
There are used Lisa Frank Trapper Keepers going for $200.
What?
See.
$777.
Who is Lisa
from
Frank?
1989. That's wild.
Is she still around?
I don't know if it was. I think it was just the name of the company.
No, I need
Rare
to know
Galactic
more.
Sunday, $290.
Rare Galactic Sunday. What does this look
These are
like?
Trapper Keeper designs. Wow. Man, all the cute girls had these.
Lisa Frank is an American businesswoman. Her name was Lisa Deborah Frank, the founder of Lisa Frank Incorporated,
Was?
headquartered out of Tucson, Arizona. She is known for producing whimsical commercial designs for school supplies and other products that are primarily marketed to children.
So basically, she dropped acid and got to drawing, and then it worked out.
Essentially, Chris is correct. Her corporation's artwork features rainbow and neon colors and stylized depictions of animals, including dolphins, pandas, and unicorns. In the 1980s and 1990s, her products, including school supplies such as lunchboxes and Trapper Keepers, as well as toys and stickers, were popular among elementary and middle school age white girls. The
Says
company's
white girls?
headquarters, no, it's middle school age girls, but that's who mostly own.
I would just like to acknowledge that the Black Sheep made an Anne Frank Trapper Keeper joke.
Oh, no.
That's all I'm just talking. I'm not reading it.
Are they related?
I don't think so. Did people have those, Gardner? Do you remember that from your childhood? You may have been after.
This right here.
Oh yeah,
There's
there
one
it
of
is.
them. I just don't remember. I remember Trapper Keepers and weird designs and stuff like that. I just, for the life of me, can't recall the name being in the corner or
Oh,
anything
it's a
like
deal.
that.
Now here's the thing. Now I want more story. Frank is notoriously elusive and private. In a 2012 interview with Urban Outfitters, they even agreed to obscure her face. She is an alumni of Kingswood School,
What's that?
a preparatory school in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan.
Elusive, eh?
Her father was an art collector and introduced her to work of pop art artists like Peter Max.
I don't know who Peter Max is.
Me neither. But I want to see if there's a photo of Lisa Frank. Come on, man.
You know, how's there not a Trapper Keeper like traveling museum or exhibit?
That's
Because
would be
Lisa
great
Franks
for
are
the-
too expensive. You
Yeah.
can't cart them around.
That'd be great at the art museum.
Lisa Frank had us all under
Oh
a spell.
wow, guys! I am now a little bit more mystified
Frank.
as to who's Lisa Frank. Now, Daddies, now you've piqued my interest.
Is it just because it said she was elusive?
Yes.
Why is she elusive?
I
Because
don't-
that's what the question is.
Yes.
'Cause she's really a man
Ooh,
posing. as
I
a
don't
woman.
know, but I look. The internet has pictures of everyone. They don't have pictures of Lisa Frank currently on the internet. Not the individual, not the businesswoman. Obviously, all of her
You
designs.
said Tucson?
Yeah.
All right, we'll start looking
Oh,
into
no.
this.
Oh, I think I just came up with a documentary, Gardner. Finding Lisa Frank.
Like Finding Bobby Fischer.
Yes.
But instead of a chess champion or a chess master, we're
Trapper
looking for
Keeper champion.
Trapper Keeper artist. We do the best work here. You know that, fellas?
And then you know what we can do? And I just thought about how we could really spice up this documentary. There's one person who he's my enemy, he's my rival, but he can certainly get the job done because he can find anybody.
Uh-huh.
What if Elliot Davis joins the documentary
Oh
and us tracking down Lisa Frank?
I don't know if I want to work with him.
I don't either, but who else can get that job
seems
done?
like he
Who can
wanted-
randomly just pop up on people who just minding their damn business?
Yeah, but
Elliot
he's kind
Davis.
of aggressive. I don't
He's
need to be-
very
I
aggressive,
don't
over
need
the
to be
top and
aggressive.
unnecessary.
Because what if I find the story, and I find that it probably shouldn't be told?
There's no picture. There's not even a.
But
sus-
are you able to make that decision? Or are you only going straight for the glory to tell the story?
right.
Because remember that Sports by Brooks guy? Remember that when he disappeared for a while?
Yeah.
And then someone had written, it might have been Jeff Pearlman even. I know you guys interviewed him at one point.
I forget who we've interviewed.
You guys interviewed him because I think we set him up on the radio side.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I was golfing that day. And so I was out, but you guys had the interview set up. But he had found some things out and decided, hey, I have the story, I have all this.
That's right.
But I don't feel right in telling it right now. And maybe it's someone else's place, his place to tell it when he feels right to do so. So can you make that kind of decision? Can you say, you know what? Maybe this story shouldn't be told. Maybe it's not my place.
This is now.
It doesn't seem that way just by your reaction right there. What did you find out?
Few know offhand what the woman behind the self-named business even looks like, because she's made a long, concerted effort to keep her face away from cameras. Rarely has the Tucson, Arizona-based designer given interviews in support of her products. A rarer still are the times she's allowed her photo to be taken in association with the company.
So maybe but it says rare. It's not saying
That's what I'm saying. It's
non-existent.
non-existent, but I'm curious.
So maybe we need to do better research.
I don't think that's generally needed. We just kind of fly by the seat of our pants.
I'm taking Chris's advice. I'm going to do my research.
Okay, have at it.
Lisa, there's got to be something.
I find that admirable.
But maybe there's a reason why she doesn't.
I'm sure there's a good one too. There probably is one. I think that's remarkable that you had such an impact on a culture, and when people are always looking to, Lisa Frank was huge.
Yeah, you can take anyone and turn them into some pop culture phenomenon. It's incredible.
Chris, was Lisa Frank not the biggest thing in the 80s and 90s?
Pretty big.
Huge.
Was Whitney Houston bigger than her?
This is what it's all about.
Because you're speaking hyperbole. You just asked, was Lisa Frank not the biggest thing in the 80s and 90s? No, she was not.
I'm just saying she was one of.
That's not what you said, though.
Okay, but you're right. Okay, I did not say that. But you got what I was saying. You knew what I was saying, that someone.
Yeah, because I speak your language. And
Thank you.
I heard the idiotic statements you speak on a daily basis.
I didn't say it was a game changer, but she was a game changer, Gardner.
But she might. I agree with that one, though, maybe.
Two things. South City Tone says that there could be an Epstein-like backstory. Don't go poking around.
Oh, good point.
Yeah, do you want to find out the truth? Do you want to know the truth?
I'm an American, of course. I want to poke my nose where I don't belong.
And
of
then
course
what?
I do.
Then you're going to just tear someone apart because you went searching for it?
Yeah, like, damn, Lisa Frank, you didn't like the Mexicans? Dang! Ah!
Maybe that's it.
And then before we take a break, Arlington has invited you to the Post. There's a happy hour for the XFL today.
Oh, really?
Go do some early reporting there.
Oh, maybe I'll just drop in.
Okay, we'll make it happen. Guys, we're live at Midcoast Studio in Grand Center. Want to thank our friends at Gateway Powder Coating for working with us, for sponsoring us. They've worked with us for a few years now. They make the show possible. Thank you so much to them. And just know that 8:30, that's right, on the Hill this Thursday, tomorrow, 8:30 p.m., we've got a great lineup. Meredith Hopping, Jovan Bibbs, and Stephen Briggs. Stephen Briggs, you know him from True TV. Bunch of really cool credits. He's a very funny guy. It's a free show on the Hill. Free Comedy Thursday. Join us. Gastropit this week. We'll take a quick break. Gardner?
Real quick, Travis, this is a roll cloud. Since you lied and didn't look.
Oh.
Now imagine that coming at you. Rolling in at you.
Oh, that is scary and beautiful.
That's
at
the
same
thing.
time.
That's the thing. It's terrifying and beautiful. It's like a bear.
I want to cry right now.
It's a bear cloud. I'm calling it a bear cloud from
Okay,
now on.
if you got to do what you got to do.
Bear cloud. Whoops.
Okay, time for Gardner to get a smoke break. Quick break. Be right back. Welcome back to the show. Chris Emmon, Travis Harrell, Chris Gardner. It's time to party. It's the second hour. We are live. Excited to be here. We've got some poll results to get to. Gardner, what's the melee?
We were asking about movie franchises yesterday, and the melee question was, who's the best movie franchise, or which movie franchise is better? It was
National
Bad
Treasure.
Boys or National Treasure.
Fair.
And our results are in, and we don't have an answer. 50% to 50%. Split down the middle right now, so we don't know which is a better movie franchise, Bad Boys or National Treasure. 50-50 split on the two movie
You
franchises.
know what that means. You know what this tells me, right?
What's that?
Bad Boys, National Treasure crossover.
Oh, God.
How you not going? You got. Look, it's Jerry
writer.
Bruckheimer. Jerry Bruckheimer is behind both franchises. So
Is the guy writing National Treasure, or who's writing? I can't even remember. Is there someone else tied into both of them now?
I'm not sure.
Or was it just Bruckheimer?
That was just Bruckheimer because he's been the one that I believe his company's produced both franchises. He's responsible for creating those two. So I would not mind, but that's what we've been waiting for.
Mm-hmm.
Now that means National Treasure is going to have to get a little violent, Gardner. It's going to get a little bit of it's not going to be your traditional PG style
Okay.
fanfare. So are you okay with that? There may be a little ass shaking. There may be a little more sex in your National Treasure. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
As long as I get the Nicolas Cage one-liners and history lessons. That's all I
National
really care.
Bad Boys.
Ooh.
No.
National Bad Boys.
Mm.
For
Now,
life.
does Will Smith say the N-word in that crossover? Because that's always the most unbelievable part of Bad Boys. I'm like,
Is
you
it
don't
what?
say that word.
Maybe that's the trade.
Always, I'm like, I know you're like a really good actor, but within this frame of how you're supposed to act, your acting's actually being limited quite a bit in the Bad Boys stuff. And then whenever you force things like Will Smith dropping N-bombs, I just don't ever buy into it, even though those are great movies. But
Okay.
that's the one thing I need to know. That does he get to say it in the National Treasure stuff? Like, do they make light of it? Does Nicolas Cage look over and be like, "Come on, you say that?"
That would be funny.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Cage is looking at Will Smith. Now, hold on here. The screenwriter for Bad Boys for Life is Chris Bremner,
Mm-hmm.
and I believe he's also involved with National Treasure.
Well, if this guy's, he must be. This
I gotta confirm this.
this
though.
screenwriter's becoming, I guess.
Maybe I'm wrong.
You know, maybe he's becoming the new juice guy, the guy that comes in, injects some fresh spin, a nice take, a different take for sequels. That's not a bad career to have, considering that's where studios are going as far as refreshing IPs.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to talk about you want to work? That's a great way. All you have an IP that exists, and you come in and you're the guy that just pumps that bad boy up.
Yeah.
You're like a little performance-enhancing drug. Boom, boom. Reignite a franchise. Hey, I'm all for bringing back National Treasure 3. Fans want it. Disney looks like they're going to move forward with it.
Here it is. I'm reading out of a Maxim story right now. It says the New York Post reports that Bad Boys for Life screenwriter Chris Bremner has been tapped for the script, but their attempts to get a comment from anyone associated with Nicolas Cage were fruitless. So it looks like
Nick
there's
Cage.
potential for a
I
crossover.
think Nick Cage is saying best thing that happened to him maybe this weekend was Bad Boys for Life blowing up.
Mm-hmm.
Because now, of course, that renews interest in something like a National Treasure 3. Nicolas Cage is like, clearly the audience wants the original back. So you know what that means. Time to pay daddy.
You imagine all three of those guys, like Martin Lawrence, Will Smith, Nicolas Cage, doing the talk show circuit,
No,
Oh.
I don't.
like together.
I think Will Smith
Nah,
would
Will
be doing a
Smith.
lot of this.
Yep.
Mhm.
Martin a good sport. He'd be like, right, Nick.
What would they do when Nicolas Cage just gets introduced and comes onto the stage? Let's say it's the Tonight Show and does something like this right
Oh,
here.
boy.
Welcome, Nicolas Cage.
Well, I was
Understatement's
fine.
the watchword tonight.
Ah, how about that? How's Martin going to react to that?
Oh, damn. Martin's
Pretty good, Chris. Not bad.
Martin's
actually.
natural
Cheetah.
reactions are a
not bad.
thing of beauty. You're just like, how are you so funny at just reacting to something or asking a weird timed question? I don't know. It's fantastic.
Tommy's always been good.
They could be like the best comedic trio of all time.
I mean, I could think of a few other people you could use instead of Nick Cage, but okay.
Nah, I mean, you
We
use
were
Nick Cage.
some friends and I were thinking about this as
About
far
this crossover.
not necessarily this crossover, but now the new crop of action stars. Like who leads that crop now? You know, we used to, Will Smith. We've seen like it's kind of the passing of the guard kind of thing. And now Robert Downey Jr. used to be that guy, but now who's the next? Who in your mind for you guys do it for you? Anybody relatively close to our age that we look as that could be the next big. I know Michael B. Jordan comes up a lot, but we were trying to think about guys like Will Smith and Martin Lawrence who can cross over very well, who can do the action comedy thing very well, to the point where they can carry a franchise.
Is it going to be a Marvel person? You think?
Who has that? I think Hemsworth has the opportunity to be.
That's who I'm kind of thinking.
I think Hemsworth has the chop to do the comedy action. He can do both. He can have a nice run. Pratt, sure.
I mean, he's already there.
Pratt's kind of there. And we'll see. I would love to see. I wonder if a guy like Pratt could carry an Indiana Jones franchise. They were.
He did Jurassic Park, right?
Why am I blanking on the one guy? Did they try to Magic Mike guy?
Oh, Channing Tatum?
Yeah.
Channing Tatum. Yeah, he still has potential. I don't
Isn't it
know
funny
if I'm.
an actor isn't in a movie you can think of for like a year, and you're like, well, what's he been up to?
Yeah, when I say potential, obviously he's a very good actor. I mean, certainly by being the man, being the next go-to A-list action guy. I don't know. Are you going to a movie just simply off Channing Tatum's name?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
See, that's what I'm talking about. You kind of need that.
And I'm blanking on another name too.
I mean, his performance
recently
in
it's
This
been
Is
like
the End was great.
It was.
who's Transporter guy?
Statham?
Yeah.
Statham. They did their best to make. Statham got a lot out of being Jason Statham.
Yeah.
I think he got more out of it than he probably ever imagined.
What about The Rock?
Maybe Stifler makes a big comeback in
The Rock. The
movies.
interesting thing about The Rock, I feel like isn't he nearly 50?
At least, yeah.
I just feel like
47 maybe.
I'm saying The Rock is
fair.
still, yeah.
I don't
know
I
if
just
there's a
don't see him
guy,
that way,
yeah.
I
I mean,
guess.
yeah.
He's ageless to me.
And Kevin,
No,
even
it's funny because the stuff he takes is supposed to make you ageless.
Oh.
47 years old.
oh yeah, that is not.
Okay.
I don't think
I mean,
we
you
have,
see John Cena getting a ton of roles.
but even
Yeah.
John Cena wasn't near his 40s.
42.
Shoot. See,
So there's plenty of it going around.
Michael B. Jordan. That's why he gets every role. Him and but Ryan Gosling doesn't even take on action roles like that. He could be. That's why everybody's leaning on Brad Pitt and Leo again.
What are those Jack Ryan movies or shows or what is
Oh
it?
yeah, that's with John Krasinski.
Yeah.
John Krasinski, man, could potentially be the next guy.
I'm not saying I'm right or wrong. I'm just throwing names out there to try and figure this out.
If you did a Die Hard reboot, I would go John Krasinski. You got the guy that's charming, that can do some action now. He's shown you he can be a leading man.
Oh,
He's going
man.
to screw around and have to make 10 of TheQuiet Place.
Yeah.
That's a
Saw the
franchise.
preview for
Oh,
that next one.
That's a
Looks great,
franchise.
too.
baby. That's a franchise. I ain't no doubt about that.
Maybe you could see. I'm just like, see.
I,
Bruce
and
Willis
that, see,
and
but
such
see how
a-
difficult it is. We were thinking
Yeah.
about that. We were just like,
I was like,
God,
well,
you're right. We
yeah,
are
but that's
relying
a-
heavily on the guys that are in their mid 40s to be the action guy. Even Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, well, maybe just movies change though. Maybe we don't lean on those as much. I mean, we're in that Marvel comic book phase right now.
Who was the
And
guy
it's-
who was the lead actor in Avatar? They tried to force on us. Sam.
Oh, that guy hasn't been around.
Yeah, yeah. He
I
needs
guess he's
Avatar
doing-
in the worst way.
Yeah.
I mean, 'cause-
Sam Worthington.
Yeah, Tom Cruise has been doing whatever.
Tom
for-
is like, maybe that's it. The old heads are like, look, we put up some good numbers in the 90s when people were most impressionable. Why the hell will I walk away from this?
Mm-hmm.
Tom Cruise is still killing it like it's 1997.
I could see it's the dude from He just like played the love interest in Crazy Rich Asians.
How old's Keanu Reeves now?
He's in a movie with Khaleesi. Dang it, it's a new actor. I could see him getting.
We can't remember anybody's name.
No, we
Yeah,
are.
we're old.
But even if you look at I was looking at the cast recently with Suicide Squad. You know, that's an opportunity for some next big young actors to come up. There's nobody in that cast that you remember that you think.
Jared Leto's in a
carry
new
the
Marvel
movie?
movie, and I was like, Jared Leto, like, hey, come on.
And I think you're not going to see a movie because of Jared Leto. You're going to see it because it's a Marvel movie.
Right.
So that's the thing. Like the homies and I, we were just sitting back like, I don't know who's that guy outside of Michael B. Jordan, who's relatively close to our age. That would be the young action guy, big on the scene, and even the roles he's taking, Just Cause, where he's playing a lawyer. He's not even out here doing his shoot 'em up kind of films yet. So, I mean, even Chadwick Boseman's in his 40s.
I'm trying to think if I could make Krasinski work in my mind, and I'm not.
You're thinking
he
about
doesn't do
John
it for you,
Krasinski in a Die Hard reboot, and
Yeah.
it's not a bad idea.
I'm not there though.
Henry Golding is the guy I'm thinking about. He's a Malaysian television host. They're going real hard with him to be a leading man. He did Last Christmas with the actor who played Khaleesi, A Simple Favor. This guy for sure will get. He's Malaysian, and they're making him. They're going real hard on him being a leading man. So I could see him.
I think with Krasinski,
doing
the only thing is,
action stuff.
with Krasinski, he'll do a joke in the middle of an action scene, a one-liner, and the audience will expect him to look at the camera.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that'll kill
Well, and that's the
Krasinski.
thing I was trying to think of there for a minute, is because I think of John Krasinski in The Office, but I also used to think of Bruce Willis in Moonlight.
Exactly. And think about that transition. Remember how everyone was like, this guy, Bruce Willis, we want him to lead a film? You crazy?
Yeah.
And look how that worked out. So
I mean-
maybe Krasinski could take that road.
Yeah, you never thought Vince Vaughn would be a guy who could impregnate 100 women, and whenever he was just a swing dancing club guy.
Did your boy
What was
Vaughn?
that movie where God's Delivery Man or something?
Yeah. I
I
think
n-
Chris
I
Pratt.
never
Chris
saw
Pratt
it.
was his best friend, wasn't he?
Never saw it. I don't know. I
Vince-
assumed Owen Wilson.
Did
It
Vince
always
Vaughn
gets-
miss his window?
For what?
Like for him to be a Uber star?
He is an Uber star.
You think
And
Vince
he
Vaughn's
went-
an
he
Uber
went-
star?
He's an Uber star. He went a little bit.
What-
He went a little bit Sandler route with. He has a production company too, so I think Vince Vaughn did what Vince
As
Vaughn
far as
wanted to do.
quality work.
He got in his own way.
Okay. I was just saying.
But then
I'm
but
just thinking
then-
about
but
the
it's
Vince
Sandler
Vaughn
thing.
run.
But it's the Sandler thing.
He had
He did 10 of his own movies, but what did that put in his pocket?
But at least Sandler was smart enough
And he
to
tried
know.
to do True Detective.
He did.
He took the
He
biggest risk
did.
of all. He
He
followed up
did.
after the greatest season of TV history,
He
and he
did.
tried to do True Detective. If
He
that would have
did.
hit,
He
we'd
would've
be
been.
talking about him like, whoa,
Yeah, that's a good point.
So
Chris is-
brave.
Yeah, very good point. Good point. You're right.
get off
My
of
bad,
Vince's
Vaughn.
back.
My bad, Vince Vaughn. He's just happy because Vince Vaughn's representatives were very kind to send a reply to you about almost 4 years ago.
Because people did. They're like, hey, Vince is in Australia filming.
Very kind. It was
I
our
was like,
first
oh,
rejection
wow.
letter from a guest.
KFB, the kid from Kansas trying to hit the opposing team with a chair, is making a good push for an action star.
It's got a good name for
He's
it.
got a great name for it.
Silvio de Sousa. I'm looking at like actors under 30.
Tom Holland. Tom Holland. I just thought about it.
Oh, the
Kid
kid,
is Spider-Man.
the kid who played and the guy who's in Kingsman who played Elton John.
Could
Yes.
they turn? Could
Yes,
they
those
turn?
are
See, we're
guys.
thinking of like big guys, like these little English actors.
But I'm
will
saying
take all the jobs.
now those guys are getting to the point where they if their name is on the poster, people will go. Tom Holland, I think if he can do one more franchise guy outside of Spider-Man, he can be the Tom Holland's on the poster. I'm going to go check that movie out.
Tom
he can be
Holland's
that.
on this list. Okay.
Okay.
All kidding aside,
What about Zac Efron?
You're
yes.
not going to. I don't know if Zac Efron's done enough work
what do you for what?
to say that I would go see a movie with his name on it.
Oh, I thought we were just talking about action stars.
Action.
Oh, action stars?
Yeah, he's there. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, Efron's there.
I like the idea
Efron's
of-
a Marvel film away from being a big action
I
star.
like the idea of turning Michael Cera into an action star.
He could be a villain.
No.
Michael
that's not-
Cera?
Doesn't seem like Sarah would even want to do that.
Do a live action like prequel to The Simpsons of Mr. Burns as a young man. Michael Cera.
I
could be
like that.
Now, in terms of a woman action star,
Gal Gadot has to be up there. She is just. She's got the comedy chops and the look, and she's the action. She's Wonder Woman. She's definitely up there.
Don't sleep on like a Ronda Rousey type becoming a big
Possibly.
star. Just
She
because
can do what Dolph
Gina
Lundgren
Carano
did. Yeah.
Gina Carano's like
done well.
already there. Yeah,
The
Or on her
Mandalorian.
way.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. She is on her
For
way.
dudes, and I know this is like I'm going deep into the whatever, but no one has done more for being a above average or average heavyweight fighter in the UFC with his post career than Brendan Schaub. That guy could fuck around and make his way into movies. That wouldn't surprise me at all.
I'm talking not just making his way to the movie.
No,
to
I mean
make
like,
it be like
he's
the
a
next
big
big
guy.
thing.
He played pro football. He was in the UFC. He's tackled stand-up comedy. His podcasts are huge. He's an analyst for Showtime. He hosts red carpet stuff on E.
That's
I'm just
possible.
saying, like, if
He's-
you're
he's
watching
definitely
the
a
beginnings
Jason
of someone,
Statham type
But
that can
he's
mold
twice
his
the
career.
size of Jason Statham.
But I'm saying
yeah.
this as far as the type of career you can get, that guy that's going to be that action star. You can definitely, yeah, I can definitely see that. I think, yeah, some of
Especially as
those.
the more studios look to people with social media followings, it's like, hey, I got 5 podcasts.
The
with a
guy who's
billion
The
listeners.
Witcher, Henry Cavill, who played Superman.
Oh yeah.
He's a guy I think can probably take that on. He's a guy who's even embraced it. He said one of the coolest things I found out about him. People, you know how when you take on these roles as Batman or Superman, you become very serious and you have to protect the character. And he said, I think an interview had asked him like, "What's the best thing about being Superman?" And he was like, "Oh, the women I get to meet and the money they pay me to do it."
Now,
It's like
is
this
The
is
Witcher. That's Henry Cavill.
yeah. So now he's a type that I think can be.
So that's who I'm
Jason
getting
Momoa
compared
could
to?
be that type too.
He's
a
already
guy
there.
that yeah. So these are guys who they fall into that category. Okay, cool. It just took me a while. Took us a while. We just had to go around the bend. Those were a few. They're not bad. I like to see Cavill, and he's very. He can be funny as well. You can tell he has good comedic. Damn British actors, they all got great comedic timing.
Yeah. But
They're just
Benedict
good,
Cumberbatch,
yeah, they're very
best
good.
man going.
Yeah, he's good. Those are some good young talents, Chris. Not bad. Look at us.
Young talent guy. Gardner works real hard with his good friend Sean each and every week. We usually do this with Dr. Ed. He's out today. Let's play some Dogs on Film.
It's time for Dogs on Film.
One more submission. Black Sheep. Also a person ticking down for action star is Batista after he took the role in the shitty-looking My Spy movie.
Yeah,
Batista does
Batista.
not appreciate the current president, by the way. He
No.
goes off.
That's fun.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
I love
Dogs
it.
on Film.
That's fun. Dogs on Film. Or
On Film.
on film. Run out of dog movies. So we got 6 movies, 3 pairings of movies, and you guys in those pairings have to guess when they go one-on-one which one has a better score according to the venerable website Rotten Tomatoes. We use their scoring system because it's the best going. You get a point if you get it right, and you can max out at 3 points. We have a 7th movie in case there is a tie that we will use as a tiebreaker. You have to guess closest to the actual score in that instance. So it's not a one-on-one thing. It's just closest to the actual score. Now, throughout, I'll let you know if you're right or wrong. I'll kind of decide along the way how I want to do it. If I want to go with right, you'll hear.
Yeah, dog. Yeah, dog.
If I want to go with wrong,
Thank you.
ooh, you don't want that one. Now, Travis, you won last week. Is that correct?
Yeah, I did.
And the week
It's
before?
embarrassing.
2 in a row? All right. 2 in a row. in
Talk about a
Dogs
way
on
to
Film.
start off 2020, baby. I think I'm going to try to go for 20 in a row in 2020.
Don't
20 for
appreciate
20.
that.
20 for 20, baby.
Okay.
So far, I'm out the gate with the hot hand, Demi. Better stop, Daddy.
What?
Yeah, don't say it. Don't say it like that. That's kind of gross, actually. So, Travis, you've won the last 2.
Yep.
And we'll get going here in just a second, but I do want to let you know my friend Sean,
Hey, Sean.
he does say hello.
Is he doing okay?
He's doing better.
That's good
He's
for
starting
Sean.
to move around. He's got an issue with the old foot right now.
Of course.
And,
Sugarfoot?
yeah, well, that's part of it.
Put some salt on it.
I don't know that that's how it works.
Okay.
He does lotion it. He gets a diabetes lotion for his foot. I watched him do it before. It is disgusting.
face you just made.
Yeah, you
Not a
would.
fan.
I'll try to get a video of him doing it. But Sean,
I'm good.
Sean reads brief descriptions of these movies that we have in case you haven't seen them. And what I will do is try to find some themes throughout. And normally it's within the pairings, which is what I've done once again. And so this first theme, you'll kind of figure out what it is right away, or when you hear the first two movies. So let's get going. You ready?
Let's do it.
All right. Here is your first movie, and Dogs on Film, a.k.a. On Film. How's your foot?
Better.
Can you feel it yet?
No, not gonna feel it ever. Because I got the narcolepsy of the feet.
Diabetes.
Diabetes. Wake up, foot.
Feel that to your groin, too?
Everything below my waist is kaput. Anyway, should we start now with Bad Boys? 1995, crime thriller, 1 hour, 59 minutes. Miami-Dade detectives Mike Lowry, Will Smith, and Marcus Burnett, Martin Lawrence, blow a fuse when $100 million worth of heroin they recently confiscated is heisted from station headquarters. Suspecting it was an inside job, Internal Affairs gives them 5 days to track down the drugs before they shut down the narcotics division. Action meets farce, and Marcus is compelled to masquerade as his partner in order to gain the trust of a call girl, Leah Tia Leone, key witness in their investigation.
Were you going to call her Leah Taylor?
Yeah, I was. Leah Leone. Yeah, what is their claim to fame? I don't get it. Besides Madam Secretary.
All right. There's your first one. Bad Boys. Bad Boys is your first one. Your second movie.
And then we have Bad Girls, 1994. Action-adventure costume drama. 1 hour, 39 minutes. Prostitutes, Cody, Madeline Stowe, Anita, Mary Stuart Masterson, Eileen, Andy McDowell, and Lily, Drew Barrymore, work a saloon in the Old West. They decide to flee the bordello for a better life elsewhere, but Tro follows close behind. They're tailed by Pinkerton detectives. Cody's savings are stolen by a bandit, James Russo, and Elaine is wrongfully jailed for bank robbery. Now the remaining three girls must decide whether to liberate their friend or their funds first.
You ever been to a bordello?
Well, yeah, once down in Juarez. Yep. Oh, God, I'm not going to tell you a word about it. No, I can't. I'm sorry. So anyway, they get to, you get to pick out, all these girls. And I've only done this once in my life. I don't recommend it. I really don't. Picked out this, a nice-looking older woman. Back in then, I was kind of, my thing was...
The rest of this story is not fit for air.
That's my one and only bordello story.
Oh, God.
Why wasn't that fit for air?
I can
not
tell
even-
you off the air.
Oh,
Okay.
boy. Jesus, help us.
I do still have the raw recording of all of that, and I was like, oh, well, I shouldn't use this.
The rest of this story is not.
It
fit
got a little
for
graphic.
that. Oh, good God.
I didn't know he was going to go that route with me.
Oh, God.
And I just kind of was not going to interrupt him, so I just let him go, and I now know Sean's bordello story.
Oh, I want to
And
get some,
Juarez.
get some Lysol right now.
Okay, Bad Girls versus Bad Boys is your first pairing. What do you got?
Theme is, of course, a battle of the sexes.
Oh, okay, we'll go with that.
Okay.
Go ahead, Trev.
Bad Boys.
Bad Boys for Travis?
I'll flip the script.
You're going Bad Girls? Travis, Bad Boys
Yeah, dog. Yeah, dog.
is correct. Bad Boys a 43.
Oh, damn.
Bad Girls a 9.
Oh, I was going to say, I ain't never heard of that movie.
Yeah.
Hey, what-
Bad Girls?
Bad Girls.
That's some good names in that movie, though.
Yeah, it is. 9?
Yeah, a 9.
That's almost sexist.
Battle of the Seas, yeah. That ain't right. That's sexist as hell. So Travis leads 1-0 after the first set of movies. We move on to our second pairing. You ready?
Okay.
Here we go.
Next up, we have Across the Universe, 2007, drama fantasy, 2 hours, 13 minutes. The songs of the Beatles provide the sonic framework for this musical tale of romance, war, and peace. When young British worker Jude, Jim Sturgis, sets sail for the United States in search of his father, he ends up meeting carefree college student Max, Joe Anderson, and his lovely sister Lucy, Evan Rachel Wood, along with a cast of eccentric characters. As Jude and Lucy fall for each other, their relationship is threatened by the social upheaval that accompanies the Vietnam War.
Jagaru Deva.
Oh, nothing's gonna change my will.
Across the Universe is your first movie.
All right, going against.
All right, next we have Yesterday, 2019, drama fantasy, 1 hour 57 minutes. Jack Malik Hemish Patel is a struggling singer-songwriter in an English seaside town whose dreams of fame are rapidly fading. Despite the fierce devotion and support of his childhood best friend Ellie, Lily James, after a freak bus accident during a mysterious global blackout, Jack wakes up to discover that the Beatles have never existed, performing songs by the greatest band in history to a world that has never heard them. Jack becomes an overnight sensation with a little help from his agent, Kate McKinnon.
Yesterday.
Was such an easy game to play.
Jesus.
You got that theme, I'm sure.
It is the Beatles.
Yes. We have Yesterday versus Across the Universe.
I'm going Yesterday.
Yesterday for Chris.
Going across the universe.
Across the Universe for Travis. And Travis, you are
Right back in it. Right back in it.
Across the Universe of 53.
Scratching and clawing.
Yesterday a 63.
You'd think Across the Universe just on premise alone would get 100% from the critics, but
You would think.
Nice try, Travis. We're even at one.
Oh,
Even at
boy.
one
We
after
got-
our first
We
two
got
sets.
ourselves a battle.
We go into the final pairing.
Next, we have The Client, 1994. Adaptation, drama, 2 hours, 1 minute. Fast-paced thriller based on the John Grisham bestseller about a boy, Mark Brad Renfro, whose life is endangered after he stumbles across vital information about a politician's murder. His lawyer, Reggie Love, Susan Sarandon, is the only person offering protection from the unwanted attentions of the mob, FBI, and U.S. Attorney Reverend Roy Foltrig, Tommy Lee Jones. But is she capable of saving his life?
All right, there's your first one.
Good movie.
All right, your second one.
Then we have Walk the Line, 2005, drama, romance, 2 hours, 33 minutes. The rise of country music legend Johnny Cash, Joaquin Phoenix, begins with his days as a boy growing up on the family farm, where he struggles under the scorn of his father, Robert Patrick. As the years pass, Cash ends up in Memphis, Tennessee, with his wife Vivian, Jennifer Goodwin, and breaks into the music scene after finding his trademark sound. While on tour, Cash meets the love of his life, singer June Carter, Reese Witherspoon. But Cash's volatile lifestyle threatens to keep them apart.
Your favorite Johnny Cash song?
Maybe I've been everywhere, man.
All right, there you go. Walk the Line versus The Client. You got the theme at all?
Yeah, what's the theme?
Tennessee.
Ah,
Set in Tennessee. That was for Chris Davis.
walk the line.
Walk the Line for Chris. Travis could guess the same.
I'll win it out right here.
What's he going to go with?
We're going with Walk the Line.
Walk the Line for both of you. So either way, we're going to a tiebreaker. But both of you, with your guess of Walk the Line,
Yeah, dog. Yeah, dog.
are correct.
Okay,
83
good
for
call.
Walk the Line, 78 for The Client. So, 2-2.
Here we go. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. It's the final countdown.
Think of Joe Bluth whenever I hear that song now.
You have to.
Where once there was a yacht, now there is not. I blew up the boat. Might have said yacht. I can't remember. All right, tiebreaker. You ready?
Okay, what do we got?
Guess closest to the actual
This
score.
is what we do. Here we go.
For the tiebreaker, we have Battleship. That's Battleship,
Oh.
2012. Sci-fi thriller, 2 hours, 11 minutes. Lieutenant Alex Hopper Taylor Kitsch is a weapons officer aboard the destroyer USS John Paul Jones, while his older brother, Stone Alexander Skarsgård, is the commanding officer of the USS Sampson. Unknown to Alex, Stone, or the rest of the U.S. Navy, alien invaders have arrived on Earth with plans to steal Earth's resources. When a confrontation with the invaders knocks out the Navy's radar capacity, American and Japanese forces must work together to find a way to save the planet. Well, I guess I've got to go to the bathroom now. Got to get ready to go to work.
Have a good day.
I got other plans, but thanks anyway. I'll see you around. Bye-bye.
All right. Battleship. Closest to the actual score.
31%.
31 from Chris.
25.
25 from Travis. It's a good guess, Travis. You're not far off. but Chris is closer. It's 34. Chris gets 31, just 3 off the actual score. Chris ends the reign of Travis Terrell.
Needed to be done.
Yeah.
Damn it.
And to celebrate, you can come to Sophie's Happiest Hour this Thursday. Don't
what?
forget. Comedy. This week is Sophie's right here in Grand
we
Center.
going to transition class, gentlemen?
Stop by 3224 Locust to see some great comedy. We have 4 comics. That's right. Casey Paulson, Matt Barnes, Stephen Briggs, and Champ Larry Green this week. Another wonderful lineup, and it's free right here in the Dotzac building. Big thanks to presenting at Jack Daniels. Oh, they help us with all our comedy stuff. Jack Daniels specials along with Schlafly specials as well. Very happy to do this for you each and every week. So many talented people. It's packed, so get there early, guys. Comedy starts around 6, but specials do start at 4 o'clock. It's Happiest Hour each and every week right here in Grand Center. We have Great American Race on tap. I don't know if you want to jump into that tomorrow, today.
Yeah,
what do you want to do?
We can wait for that tomorrow.
Can definitely wait for that. Travis, we've talked Super Bowl. We've talked college basketball. Gardner looks real ready.
I got something for you.
Please.
And it's movie related.
Okay.
And it's a movie we touched on earlier in the week.
Okay.
I got a trailer for you.
Yeah.
You want to watch a trailer?
Yeah, this is a movie, Gardner and I. How do we stumble upon this?
It was mentioned to me by Joe Roderick.
And so we wanted to check out the trailer because this is something that this may be a special edition of a TravView, because this isn't something we could just dedicate simply 15 minutes to. We may have to dedicate an entire episode to.
Oh, really?
And this is a movie that I think is going to look. There are a lot of films coming out in 2020 that people are looking forward to, but this is the one that's on the top of my radar.
Well, the movie's already been out.
No shit.
Came out in 2017.
Okay.
You can get it on Amazon Prime streaming.
Okay.
Because I was looking into it the other day.
It looks like you're willing to make the purchase.
I think I'm going to.
All right.
But here's the trailer.
They followed me home. The Velocipasta.
Excuse me?
A troubled priest.
How long has it been since your last confession?
Oh, it's been about 2 years. I do drugs, sell drugs, murder people. The Velocipasta. A beautiful girl with a dark past.
Last night was amazing.
What are you talking about?
The time you turned into a dinosaur and ate someone.
What?
Dinosaurs.
You guys talk all the time about helping people. This might actually be the first time in your life you can.
By what? Killing people?
Yes!
Show me I mean anything to you. Show me you got better shit to do. Show me I'm the one disfigured like the match caress that trigger. Show me I mean anything to you. Show me I mean anything to you.
Yeah.
This is a real movie.
That's insane, Doug. God does not want people dead.
Oh, I think God wants a lot of people dead.
Harrowing.
The Velocipaster. That's up next on our to-watch list.
Harrowing.
What? You excited?
I'm going to check it out.
I think God wants a lot of people dead. Are you going to pay for it? You're going to ask me to buy it, and then we might do that.
I might Venmo you a couple bucks.
Okay.
I'm going to have to watch this.
I'm looking forward to you checking that out.
You going to watch it, Chris?
Sounds like I need to go over to Collinsville, visit the new dispensary.
Oh, dear.
That's one way of doing it.
Settle in.
Maybe you could send you over there with Cusimano.
Yale follows along.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get high comedy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Velocipaster coming to a DVD screen near you.
Yeah, if you want to, get it now.
Well, I'm proud of you. That's
Actually,
great work.
What's weird is you look into that movie and how it got started. And I want to make sure I get this right. because I was reading it the other day and I was like, what the what? So here it is. The director thought of the idea in 2010 while he was attending the School of Visual Arts in Manhattan. After his phone auto-corrected Velociraptor to Velocity, space, Pastor. As a class project, he made a short film of the fake Grindhouse trailers, which included the Velocipastor. So that's how the idea all got started, was by his phone simply auto-correcting one word into two words. And next thing you know, you have a movie called The Velocipastor.
Okay.
Just like that.
I'm just glad it's a student project.
Is that how the creative
'Cause that
process
was my
works?
my initial thought was, oh shit, some company literally shelled out at least $25,000 to put this all together.
It looked like it was $35,000 it took to make the movie.
Yeah, because it did look like I don't know how much it cost to construct a Velociraptor.
Well, that CGI dinosaur
yeah,
was the majority of the budget,
had
I'm
to have
sure.
been, I'm certain.
Yeah.
The prostitute. I'm glad the prostitute of gold trope was added as well. It's a pretty.
It's always very helpful.
That's a bold movie. I'm gonna check this out.
Yeah. It
Well,
just
no,
lets
no.
me know that Earthquake can
That's
indeed be made.
That's the real. Let's get to the bottom of this. That's the real reason why you
Yeah.
want this to work, don't you?
Well, it did work. They made it into a movie. It's on a
praying-
streaming service.
I'm praying for you.
Earthquake can be made. Earthquake can be profitable. Maybe. It can be bought by several people online. If given the opportunity.
Jesus.
That's all you need is opportunities.
We didn't mention it, but I'd hate to not say it. I think we all love the guy, Larry Walker.
I'm not too fond of him.
Really?
No, I just said that.
Oh, I was like, oh my God.
This is
I
Expo,
was
right?
very upset.
That's like
Expo,
you-
Rocky, Cardinal, Larry Walker makes it to the Hall of Fame. It feels like they got this one right. I was a little nervous they weren't going to.
He was thinking he wasn't going to.
Yeah, he tweeted he wasn't going to. Larry Walker was incredible.
Larry Walker had a freaking amazing career. Larry Walker was a beast for a long time.
Another noble Canadian.
Guy had one of the sweetest swings in all of baseball. A guy that was just
He was
defensively,
incredible.
man, very underrated defensively.
My favorite was he was such a nice guy. He threw a second out ball up to a fan because he thought it was the end of the
He
inning.
was very apologetic
He's like,
about it.
oh shoot.
I also love these new things, and then obviously technology allows it for it to happen now, but we can actually see when these guys get the phone call now and their families and everybody video records the whole thing. So I think that's really neat. So that was cool to see his family around and how emotional he was. You forget, like, when these guys are at this point in their lives, they've been so great, you just feel like it's automatic to them.
Yeah.
But you kind of see where these guys are still very vulnerable, and they still, this is something that they thought at some point in their career that they could get to. No one goes into playing sports thinking they're going to be a Hall of Famer.
Right.
You just want to go in, be very good, make some good money, win some games. But here, it looks like he was doing his interview, and I'm assuming that's a flame jacket that the NASCAR drivers wear, or is that just actually a jacket?
It's a
that he
shirt.
Okay.
It's an actual shirt. Button up.
Ain't no ordinary sponge. He's a big square pants guy, eh?
It looks that way.
That's Larry Walker, boys and girls. Canadian.
Bringing it home. Congrats to him.
And then, of course, the big controversy today.
Oh, there's a controversy.
There's always a controversy with baseball. Derek Jeter, of course, going in, wasn't it unanimous? There
That's
was
kind of
one-
funny
there
to me. Was it a
was
Red Sox
one
reporter or
guy.
something?
Who was it? I don't know.
I don't know who it is.
I just saw, of course, the baseball purists losing their shit, and rightfully so. I mean, if anybody deserves to go in unanimous, is definitely Derek Jeter. He's one of the greatest Yankees of all time, one of the greatest athletes, most prominent, successful athletes in North
He's an
American
okay
sports
defender.
history.
Yeah.
Actually, below average defender.
What do you have, like 6 Gold Gloves? 7?
Yeah, those
He
don't
plays.
really-
He plays for Detroit. You don't think of him like this. Now he has a championship pedigree. He's respected, but New York put a shine on him like no other.
Yeah,
and maybe
most
that's
certainly.
deserved because you've seen plenty of people get the yips when they get into the
but
Bronx.
that guy did, and that's the thing.
No,
So
that's my
why,
point.
yeah.
Maybe you should. Maybe that, rightfully so, that
Yeah.
should be appreciated. But if he's a Detroit Tiger with the exact same stats, like He's not.
You
He's a
don't
Hall of
think he's in?
Famer.
Oh,
He's a Hall of
that's
Famer.
Okay.
He's a Hall of Famer.
Oh, he got the
but
3,000 hits.
He probably would have.
3,000 hits.
Right.
Pretty, yeah.
I'm just pointing
He
out.
probably would have
like,
had
he
to play.
was
He would have got moved over to third.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wasn't a great shortstop.
No.
Defensively. By any measure,
I get
really.
that.
So, but, he's a good offensive player. He was the captain of those teams.
Do we think it was someone that messed up, or do you think it was someone trying to, it was something they promised themselves?
Here's my thing, and
Far be it from a sports writer to make it about themselves.
Right. And that was kind of my point. I feel like, and Gardner, shout me down from the heavens if you have to. I think you can't call yourself
I don't
a
think I'm going
journalist.
to shout you down because I don't care.
I think journalists should be more transparent. I think journalists should be just as transparent.
Well, what do you mean journalists? Like all journalists?
Well, in that sense, as far as the journalists,
Investigative journalists probably shouldn't be too transparent.
Yeah, I don't want to be too.
I mean, do you want journalists
revealing
telling you who they're
sources.
voting for
No, but I'm saying,
president
I
and stuff?
do want my.
They
as
told him
far
about a
as-
smoking gun.
If you're given the task of voting for the Hall of Fame, you should show your ballot.
Well, some people do.
Yeah, and I think you should be required to. If you're going to be a voter, you should be required to show your ballot. You're a journalist. These are reporters, right? These are guys who've covered the sport. So guys who, there's a creed. I think you should follow it. You should live up to it. Why not be transparent in the sense that you're not revealing the source.
Mm-hmm.
You're not exposing anything personal about yourself. You're simply saying, I participate in this. I've been given the honor to do so.
Yeah,
Here's how I voted.
I don't think it doesn't bother me if they do or don't.
Okay.
That's what I would say.
Okay.
I just don't care.
That's fair.
It's just a Hall of Fame. That's all.
That's fair.
Just immortality that people work for their entire lives.
Maybe.
What are you going to do?
Maybe look for your immortality somewhere else.
Oh, wow.
You're just playing baseball.
Just a distorted statue outside
I think
of
it's
Busch
okay,
Stadium?
but I think it's okay. To Chris's point, I think it's okay that people. It means more to people. It means more to Larry Walker. It means more.
Yeah, that's fine.
To the Hall of Fame for Drew Pierce. So that's where I'm coming from. I'm just saying if you.
I'm just saying you wasted your life. That's all.
Are the worst.
No,
Yeah,
in
absolutely.
You
your
left
case,
me an opening, and I was going to take it for fun. You know that was going to happen.
in your case, do you have something you're living for, or you're looking down on people for even having anything to live for?
No, I'm looking to.
Are you aimless?
No, I just want to watch National Treasure 3.
Oh, that's your life's work.
Well, yeah, at this point.
Now, what happens when you watch 3? Do you want 4? Where does it end?
We'll see.
Okay.
Depends on if John Voight's dead or not.
Okay.
Got to kill John Voight in the next one.
All right. Now it's all happening.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
what? You want John Voight in the fourth one? Nobody wants that.
I want John Voight anywhere near my National Treasure.
Can I make mention of something real quick?
Sure.
Please.
And because we haven't touched on it at all.
Damn it.
Cancelment trial.
Cancelment trial.
We've moved from cancelment inquiry to cancelment trial. Just one observation from yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering if Trumpy Bear's lawyers were scrambling to find out what PowerPoint is while watching yesterday.
There was a moment where they. There was a moment where they didn't have all their materials
Yeah,
ready. In fact,
they're not prepared.
they're not. But maybe a part of me is like, this is kind of part of the act. But what we saw yesterday, Chris, we saw rules.
They act like how we think Bernie Sanders is.
Yeah.
Like when you see Larry David do him on SNL, like, my papers is right here, and just like, bumbling around for whatever.
It was. I learned a lot yesterday. For those who did take the time to watch some of the proceedings, they were voting, Chris, yesterday about the rules, things they're going to allow, things they're not going to allow. It was very fluid. It was very new. What I was saying in the office when we had it on in the background was that there are a lot of things procedurally I wasn't aware of. So a lot of this is new to me, and I'm fascinated. And we were very young when the Clinton impeachment took place, so a lot of that easily went over our head because we didn't know. But even as I've gotten older, I realize even with the proceedings, I'm still like, what? And you guys were explaining to me yesterday that the senators are the jury and they don't get to speak. They don't get to leave. They can't have electronics on. That was news to me, that the managers are the ones that are presenting the case.
Well, they're not supposed to have. I know some of them. It was pointed out
like,
had
Apple Watches. So
Yeah.
I guess I don't know if there's a loophole that was discovered. Then I saw one of the senators, I believe one of the senators from the state of Texas, Republican, was doing a Fox News interview in the middle of the proceedings yesterday.
From Texas?
I believe it was from Texas. I just know it was.
It might have been Marsha Blackburn.
Maybe it was Marsha from Tennessee. Excuse me, Marsha Blackburn from Tennessee, and she was doing as the proceedings were taking place. So they're supposed to be inside the chambers. You see, they can't be on TV. Excuse me, they can't be on TV while the proceedings are going on. So a lot of things are very new. So if they're new to me, I would imagine they're new to a vast majority of the country that hasn't hardly followed this. For those who haven't followed it, it was fascinating. To say I'm surprised that Trump's lawyers weren't quote unquote prepared, I don't think anybody would have been surprised to that. To see how overzealous and very excited with the evidence Democrats were, I don't think a lot of people were surprised by that. I think everything went according to plan. John Roberts had a moment where he had a chance to chastise his both sides, and so it kind of, for me, went according to plan. I don't know if it looks like they're going to allow some evidence, or they're allowing something, the evidence from the House. It doesn't look like they're going to allow any new witnesses. I know they shot down votes for Bolton and Mulvaney, so we'll see what happens.
Now.
Yeah, so at least right now.
Josh Hawley tweeting.
Oh, boy.
Today's 13-plus hours of name-calling, misdirection, foot-dragging, and outright lying by the House managers is an all-time low for impeachment proceedings. And that's saying something since Team Schiff set the previous low with their sham in the House. There's your senator from the state of Missouri.
Still dancing on that old card. Yeah, so I think it's but I think it is important. I know a lot of people are rolling their eyes at the process, and a lot of people having their minds made up, and it's very easy to be cynical about it because, I mean, why not? It is something that would become almost the norm too. But I think it is an important proceeding, and it's important that we follow it, and it's important to care just a little bit. I know it's the cool thing to do to not care.
How is that?
The cool thing to do, not to care.
Okay.
But I think it's okay just to care just a little bit here in this instance. And I think, here's the thing, I think even from the other side, Trump can't be president forever. So do you really want to...
Careful.
And I say this to conservatives. I say, do you really want... the way you feel about a Clinton type, the way you feel about a Bernie Sanders and an AOC type, do you want to give additional rope to individuals like that? Are you willing to give them that same amount of berth? I imagine you're not. So I think it's important. No, of course they're not. But so that's why I'm saying it would be important for everybody. Don't toss this aside.
To keep their power while they can.
Absolutely.
They see what's happening.
And then we'll see how it plays out in the 2020 election. But right now, majority of Americans want to see witnesses. Majority of Americans want to see subpoenas for evidence. Majority of Americans still believe that this president could and should be removed from office. So it's not a thing where it's just a nothing burger. A lot of people from different polls from both sides of the spectrum have reached out to Americans, and a good portion of them are very concerned about how these proceedings will play out. So you can be cute all you want. You're going to look up in November, and your dumb ass is going to lose the White House, and Senate, and you're going to be like, oh, Lord, bring back Obama.
Is that what it's going to be like?
When President Andrew Yang get in there, it's going to be trouble, players.
Because if that were to happen, there's no negotiating then. And it's basically telling the other side what's going to happen.
I'll tell you, I'm telling y'all right now. Y'all, I ain't even playing.
Because number one, you're lousy rat bastard motherfuckers anyway.
Yeah.
So, pieces of shit.
Yeah.
So, you ain't gonna do nothing.
That's right. I ain't gonna do nothing. Whole lot of it.
That's what it's gonna be.
A whole lot of it, Chris. You know how it's going to be. You know when you did feats of strength and you went out there against them other busters and you threw that football 97 yards?
Now he's back. Now he needs me to chime in. And
Remember
that he was there for the 73-yard throw. I've never seen something with 30 witnesses and photos be contested so highly.
I have. It's called the Kennedy assassination.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'll let you boy.
Anything else before we get out of here?
I think we're all good.
We're good.
Right. Big thanks to all of our sponsors, our friends. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Look for more fun stuff this week. That's it. We are live. We'll be back tomorrow live at 8 a.m.
Peace.